Hi guys, Peter McKenzie here, Rincon Property Management. The video for today is the top 5 pitfalls to avoid when you're self-managing your rental property. So let's get right into it. So the number one thing, we talk to a lot of self-managing landlords, the number one thing that people don't account for is all the federal, state, and local laws. So pretty much every jurisdiction from the feds down to the local governments have rules about rental properties. We could make a 3-hour video on this topic alone, but if you're gonna manage your own property, you have to keep yourself abreast of what the local, federal, and state laws are that affect how you manage the property, because not knowing what the laws were is not a defense. You will potentially get in trouble if you break a law, even if you didn't know it existed. So stay on top of all the laws, and every year the laws change and they make new ones. So make sure you have a good connection to a legal firm or some educational organization that's going to keep you on top of those laws. Number 2, and this may seem silly, but we talk to so many people that don't do this, is have a written rental agreement with your tenant. No word of mouth deals, no handshake deals. It has to be in writing. So we take over properties from landlords who manage on their own when they just get too tired of it or overwhelmed or they don't want to do it anymore. And a lot of the times there's not even a written rental contract. Do not let this be you. You will get into trouble if you go or you have a problem with your tenant, you need to evict them. Anything you need to do, legally speaking, with a tenant, you have to have a written contract. If you don't currently have one, put one in place, contact us. We're happy to help you do that, or go online, do whatever you do, just put something in writing. So in addition to having that written rental contract, you need to make sure that you have all the legally required addendums in the contract. So that's smoke and CO detector addendum, lead-based paint addendum, Assembly Bill 1482 addendum, privacy laws related to people's personal and credit information addendum. There's all kinds of addendums that you're legally required to have in your lease. Again, if you don't know where to get those or you don't have access to them, contact a professional property manager. They'll be able to help you with that. The number 3 thing is you have to maintain the property. So you have a legal obligation as a landlord to provide a habitable home to your tenant. That means a number of things. We can't go into all of them, but you have to provide a secure home, hot running water, things like that. You have an obligation to provide these things. If you don't, you are breaking some serious laws that if your tenant wanted to cause an issue for you, they absolutely could. So if there's something broken at your house, you have an obligation to fix it. Now, if your tenant wants brand new granite counters because those are the latest things, that's different. But if something that was physically working before they moved in or while they were living there is now broken, you have an obligation to fix it. One of the top reasons why tenants move properties outside of like a divorce or a job transfer is unanswered maintenance requests. So you don't want to create turnover by not fixing things. Make sure you stay on top of maintaining the property. Number 4, this is a big one. You must follow all fair housing laws. So fair housing laws are a big deal. And these are where we have a protected class like age, sex, religion, family makeup, income source. There's literally a list of these things. The federal government has a list and the state of California has an even longer list. You have to follow these laws. You cannot use any of these things to make any decision related to your rental property. What I mean by that is you can't pick a tenant because, for example, you don't want kids because you think kids are going to be hard on your property. That is against the law and you will get in trouble. Or you can't say, I only want an elderly couple, also against the law. So if you're going to manage the property on your own, invest the time to learn the fair housing laws. It's not rocket science. It's not that difficult. You probably could bring yourself up to speed in a matter of a couple hours. But absolutely do not make any decisions based on protected classes. Don't make a mistake regarding fair housing laws. You can get in trouble before you even ever rent the property out with fair housing laws. If you write your marketing language in any way that people can view as discriminatory, all they have to do is file a complaint, and then the fair housing people come to you and make you prove how you didn't break the law, which really is unfair, but that's just the way it is. the laws and the rules are stacked against you as a landlord, which is why it's really, really important that you have a good understanding and you follow the fair housing laws. Number 5 is you have to do your research, invest the time to make yourself comfortable with what you're embarking on. It's not just as easy as, hey, I want to rent my house to you, you pay me X dollars and you can have it. There's a lot more that goes into it. There's an entire legal field that just deals with landlord-tenant law. It is a serious issue, and if you don't invest the time or you don't have the time, you're going to potentially get yourself into trouble. So do yourself a favor, invest the time that's required. If you don't have that time, it might be a good thing for you to look into hiring someone to do it for you. And the people that do it for you is a professional property manager. In California, those are licensed salespeople with the Department of Real Estate. Reach out to a couple of property management companies, see what your options are. You can leverage their systems and their procedures and all of the stuff that they do to stay compliant with all the laws and the contracts to your benefit for a small fee. It's worth it. If you ever get into trouble, you will be wishing that you did it, but it's better just to head this problem off in the beginning, put a professional in place who stays up to speed on all these. Unless you're that person that has all the time to do it yourself, it's a lot of the times it makes sense to hire a professional property management company. So I just want to emphasize there's a lot that goes into managing a property. From the outside, it might seem simple, but there are a lot of moving parts and a lot of knowledge and background behind being a landlord. If it's overwhelming to you, if you need help, if you just want somebody to bounce an idea off of, feel free to reach out to our company. We're happy to share information. You can fill out the contact page on our website. You can call us, email us, however you want to contact us. We're happy to assist you if that's the route that you decide to go. Thanks for your time.